All right, we're going to tie a soft hackle pattern called the Partridge and Orange. It uses an orange, either silk or what we're using today is Uni Floss and Hungarian partridge fibers. We're going to tie this on a TMC 3761 in a size 14 using black Uni 6/0 thread. I'm going to start a quarter of the way back from the eye. I'm going to wrap back to the point, trim the excess, and this is when we're going to introduce our first body material, Uni Floss and orange. You can tie this in tons of different colors. I'll leave those variations up to you. We're going to tie in our body material now. I just use a pinch wrap here. I leave a little bit extra up top. And from here, wrapping back to the barb. Okay. Wrap a little bit up the shank as far as I can go up to that original tie-in point. I'm going to trim this off. Great. And now I'm going to create a bit of a tapered body just with my thread. So what I'm doing is wrapping back towards that barb, but I'm not going to go all the way. And then I'm going to come back to the original tie-in point. I'm going to go back, but not quite as far again. And then back to that original tie-in point, and then back, and so on and so forth. And this creates a nice little tapered body. I'm going to half hitch now just to keep that from jumping all over the place. And now I'm simply going to wrap my Uni Floss away from me, touching wraps, make sure everything is covered up. And I'm using a technique where I pass the material from my right hand to my left hand. It makes things go a lot easier. I've reached that point. I'm going to tie that off, trim the excess. Now we're going to create a dubbing ball with Hare's Ear Plus dubbing from Hairline. I like to wet the thread a little bit. Make sure you wipe your hands clean first. Okay, work to the front of that, and we'll comb that out afterwards. Now we're going to use a Hungarian partridge feather, and that comes from the skin of Hungarian partridge. I really recommend getting a whole skin if you can. You just get tons of colors and size options, and this will last you a few years. To prep these feathers, you need to pull down all the fluff off the sides here. It kind of works like a zipper. You got to be careful. You will go through a few feathers just doing that. See how that broke off? That's okay. Now I'm going to prep it by exposing the tip, because that's our tie-in point. Trim the tip, get that out of the way. Don't worry about cleaning up too much. We'll do that at the very end. Hackle pliers, really useful here because it's such a small, delicate fiber. And I'm going to wet my index and thumb and wrap those and work these fibers back. You'll probably only get 2, maybe if you're lucky, 3 wraps with one of these feathers, which is fine. You don't want to overdo it. I'm going to tie 3 down on top, undo my hackle plier, and then sweep everything back. 3 in front, and then I got to trim this stem out of there very carefully. Great. And we can be done here, but I'm going to sweep everything back and kind of clean up the head area. This makes the fly a little bit more durable because I'm covering all those tie-off points, and creates a nice head and a flat surface for us to whip finish. Alright, 5-turn whip finish. Trim your thread. It looks pretty good. Now we have all these materials at the Northern Angler in Traverse City. Give us a call, shoot us an email, whatever you need to do, and we'll get you set up. These are fun to fish in a bunch of different ways. You can fish it under an indicator, downstream across with a swing, or even fish it as a cripple in the middle of a hatch. You're going to have fun. Try them out.